part in that in some way. Some of them have been with you every day walking through that process, and they know the challenges that you've met. Some of them are family who nurtured you so that you could become this person. And some, like I, am a doctor who know the path you've been on because we've been there. I hope that you'll all take time to realize how amazing you are for achieving your dreams. It's really special, and we're very proud of you. All of us are very proud. Naturopathic medicine is a calling for most of us. It's not something that at 5 we thought, gee, that's what I want to grow up and be. But somehow we kept getting drawn along by this idea of a healing process. Somehow we knew we wanted to be part of healing with other people. And so we just kept following the path, and lo and behold, we ended up at some school door thinking, this isn't what I expected, but it's wonderful, and the challenges are wonderful. Over the years, you're going to be deeply rewarded. You're going to hear miraculous stories, and they're going to be stories that you're a part of. The funny thing is, all those medicines that you know and love, the medicines that you have learned to use, aren't going to be what comes to mind when you remember those stories. It's going to be that healing relationship. You're going to hear your patients tell you how their life changed because of your presence. Ordinary doctors know how to diagnose illness, and they know how to treat disease. And every one of you has those skills. You know, as well as any doctor, how to diagnose and how to treat. But there's more than that. Extraordinary doctors know how to help a person regain balance in their life, how to see what's out of order at a subtler level, and how to help people regain their vitality. These days, many people who go to us have been to other doctors. They've been to ordinary doctors who run every test, and they tell them there's nothing wrong with them. But when they come to you, they're saying, no, I don't feel right. I know there's more to my life than this. And you have the skills to help them find that imbalance and to help them move forward and seize their vitality back so that they can live the full life they know they deserve. You learn to listen to your patients, and you've learned to listen to your intuition. Remember to trust yourself and trust your medicine. I'm going to talk a little about our principles and how I see them today. It changes constantly. One nice thing about our principles is that they apply in so many ways. We talk about not doing harm to others and to first do no harm. Fortunately, our tools of trade, our medicines, aren't fraught with a lot of problems that way. It's hard to do damage with medicines that are designed to bring a body back to homeostasis or to help the body be in balance. But we need to be aware that we don't block our patient's healing path. We never want to be standing in the way of their journey. Sometimes a patient will come in and you just feel a friction with them. Or you designed this amazing treatment plan and they didn't do any of it. And it's really easy for that judgment to jump in and say, well, you know. And as soon as we do that, we know we've blocked. So we need to step back and look at those patients with soft eyes, to let our compassion come in, and to be able to see where they are and go again. Some doctors say that unless you can feel where your patient's at that moment, that you won't be able to walk them forward on their path. And in some ways I think that's true. And even if you don't do it every day and with every patient, it's always the goal to try to be able to meet them and take that step forward with them. We're teachers, and we teach by example best. And I urge all of you to continue finding ways to improve your lifestyle and to continue finding ways to work with the environment. As we find ways to improve our lives and our world, we can show others how to do that too. So when you find a way to work daily exercise into your life, And when you find a way to take that time every day for a little contemplative practice, and you find a new way to eat on the run with some healthy food, all those things empower you to empower your patients. We're going to change the world one life at a time. We talk about finding the cause of illness and truly knowing what the center of the problem is. I think that the main part about that is being totally present, to really be able to avail yourself of all your senses and what you see and feel from those patients in front of you. We're all faced with tough cases, challenging cases. Cognitively, you're scratching your head and thinking, oh my God, how am I going to figure out what's wrong with this person? Or you know what's wrong with the person and you're thinking, how do I know what to do? That's the time to sit back and just don't worry. Remember, show up, listen, tell your truth, and don't be attached to the outcome. What will intervene will be your inspiration. It'll come between you and the patient, and you'll know it's right. And even if it doesn't cure them at that moment, it's taking them a step along their healing path. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. It's that simple because of who you are. Naturopathic medicine isn't a medicine of bandage cures. We can do that with the best of them, but that's not really what we're about. We like to look deeper at the healing process. And when we think we're there to cure someone, we get in the way of their healing process. We're just catalysts. We inspire. And as we inspire them to their highest goals, we get to take part in their successes. The patient owns their healing. Cure, that's a frustrating term. If you think you're supposed to cure everyone, it's too much. That would be awesome. But there aren't very many people that can cure by the touch. But what we can do is we can help people find ways to heal. Every day you'll help people find ways to heal themselves. And it's deeply rewarding. You will love this. The true nature of people, the heroism in your patients, it's just phenomenal. It's such a blessing. I'll tell you a story. Last week, one of my patients who's been diagnosed with scleroderma, it had affected the woman's hands so that they were tight. She's only in her 30s. She's terrified, but we've walked a path. Last week, she brought in a page of paper that just brought me to tears because it was so wonderful, and all it was a list of, I can. She listed how she could in September. I can open a door. I can button my blouse. And last week, she could pull a sheet up on her bed because her hands are healing. That's the kind of thing that makes us want to keep doing this. One of those stories will keep you going for months. It raises your spirit to a higher level than you knew possible. This profession is a gift to us, and we're a gift to others. It's wonderful. So now I'm going to tell you a little story about how challenge changes this time. I ran this by a few of my colleagues to make sure it was appropriate to let you in on this, but they all felt it was okay. And by telling you a story, I'm hoping when times get tough, the little story will perk your mind and you'll remember you're not alone. Okay? So, your challenges are about to change. For the past 4 years, you have been jumping hoops, taking tests, answering to this person, answering to that person, learning this, learning that. But the good news is all you have to do is follow the path. As challenging as it was, here you are. The next step, there aren't any rules, and there's no chapters written, and you're on your own. And it's the beauty of it, because now you get to be who you truly are also, but it's a challenge. So here's my story. I used to hike, but I kind of gave it up about the time I moved to Arizona maybe 10 years ago. But I heard about people hiking the Grand Canyon, and I kept thinking, wow, I need to do that. I really need to do that. So a year ago, I had the opportunity to make the trek, to do an overnight pack trip into the canyon with a group of friends. Well, I jumped at the chance, got my gear, started hiking, got myself in shape, and last March off we went. Started out in the snow, ended up at the bottom in springtime weather. It truly was amazing. The next day I woke up, my calves hurt so bad all I could think of was, where's the arnica? And then I got up and I looked outside and I looked up at the rim, the place I needed to be at the end of the day. It was scary. It was really scary because I'm thinking, all right, for $6,000 you can get a helicopter ride out. The only other way out is on your feet with this 40 pounds on your back, and there's no stops allowed. So I was somewhat comforted by the fact that many people have done this before. And I set out, one step at a time, along with my friends, up, up, up. Now, any of you who've been to the canyon, you know this is no lie. There is absolutely no down steps on the up. It is up. After a couple hours, we had to put on crampons because the mud was so deep. We're talking 6 inches of mud. That does a lot for somebody whose calves required arnica. So up we go. Well, eventually, this mud sucked the crampons off my boots. But you have nowhere to go but up, so you just kept going. After all of this, I'm reaching the bottom of the hill and looking up, and I can actually see the top, and I'm actually starting to get excited. I'm going to make it. At that point, my good buddy friend turns around and looks at me and goes, well, are you ready for the switchbacks? Yeah. You kind of look behind you, you know, and I looked at her and I said, well, what was that we just did? And she said, well, that was the slow, steady incline. Again, you've got nowhere to go but up. So ahead you go through ice and snow, and I made it to the top of the rim. And it couldn't have been too bad because this March I'm signed up for an even more difficult trail. Either that or I'm a little insane. Which is just the question you've asked yourself many times, right? Don't lie, all of you thought I must be insane. How am I going to do this? All right. So, the point is, y'all just made it through that slow, gradual incline. I know you really don't want to hear it. But you're at the switchbacks. And you're going to make it to the top. But you face a lot of different challenges in the next few years. And all of you out there in the audience, let them know you're still supporting them. And you know because they achieved this much, they're going to achieve the rest. They're going to get where they're going. So remember, keep your goal in mind. Take one step after the other. Let go of expectation. And know that you'll get your success. One definition of success that I love is the idea that success is being able to spend your life the way you choose. Being able to spend your life the way you choose. I'm here to tell you that you just became doctors with all the doors open to you to live your life the way you choose. Every one of you.